beautiful people, welcome back to Uncle Lou's Kitchen. Today I'm going to be showing you how to make Deli Style Chopped Liver or Liver Pate, and you'd usually have this on a bagel. But basically the style that I'm making now is the type that you'd find usually in a New York style deli, or if you're in London, in Golders Green. It's an old Jewish recipe traditionally, and the liver comes out really thin and creamy like that. Very easy to make a vegan version of this. The flavours come out as close as you can get to the real thing anyway. And just why not? I mean, even those of you who do eat meat, just so that you know, liver's probably the worst thing you can put in your body, because all those hormones and shit that they inject into the animal, that's where it all goes. So if that's what you want to keep eating, do your thing, but like, the vegan version's way better for you anyway. And as always folks, if you happen to like vegan, vegetarian, plant-based, meat-free, there are no animals on my channel, please hit the like button, hit subscribe, it would mean the world to me. Every single one of you subscribers I'm absolutely grateful for. Love you all very much. Let me show you how to make it. Take care guys, love you all.
So for this recipe we're going to start off with 2 small to medium-sized aubergines, 2 small to medium-sized onions, 5 chestnut mushrooms, choose the chestnut ones because they're high in vitamin D, and you want 3 garlic cloves. Now usually you'd use a small handful of walnuts. I find them a bit too bitter, I don't like them, so I'm using a small handful of pecans, or if you're American, pecan. You want a heaped teaspoon of smoked paprika, you want a teaspoon of black pepper and some salt to taste. You're also going to need some olive oil further down the line. Now here's how we're going to slice everything up. You want the aubergines sliced into 1/2 inch thick slices, onions, cut them into thin enough rings, garlic thin sliced, and the mushrooms thin sliced as well. So now what we're going to do is start off by frying our aubergines until they're brown on each side. Now here's the thing, aubergines love oil, so you've got to bear that in mind, okay? We're going to use quite a bit in this. We're using olive oil. So you're actually going to see the aubergines soak up a bit of that oil, but once they start cooking, they'll release a lot of it back out. Make sure from time to time you give them a little bit of a nudge so that they don't stick to the bottom. I'm using a stainless steel pan because I don't trust those coatings. And from time to time, flip them upside down just to check. You'll know they're ready when they go golden brown on either side. And just before they're ready to come out, just give them a little squeeze, release some of that oil back into the pan, and transfer them onto a paper towel on your plate. What you want to do is add salt on either side of them just to kind of draw out a bit more of the moisture. And that's it, just give them an extra dab here and there just to get rid of the excess oil.
Much later.
And now we're going to start fresh. We've cleaned the pan, new oil in there, and what we're going to do now is caramelize our onions. So on a medium heat, throw the onions in there, play around with them a bit, just flip them around, give them a little swish and a little bit of a swoosh, until they get a bit golden on the outside but they're still limp. And then we're going to add our garlic to that mix. The next step's simple. On the same heat level, just add your mushrooms in and cover them up. Check on them from time to time that they're not sticking to the bottom, give them a nice little stir, and they should just release their own liquid and do their own thing. Just check back on them after a few minutes and they should be ready.
A little longer than a few minutes later.
Now the final step before we just blitz everything, with a fresh paper towel, give your aubergines an extra dab just to get rid of, again, the excess oil. We did kind of use a lot back then, which is normal because you need to, but hey, let's get rid of as much as we can at this stage and then we're good to go. Now the rest is pretty much straightforward, just add everything in there and blitz it until the texture is smooth and creamy. You're going to want to stop from time to time to open it up and test. Just make sure that you've got enough paprika in there and you've got enough salt, and just adjust that as you go along. And once you've got the right ratio of paprika and salt in there, you'll see the flavour just comes out tasting exactly like the real thing, but without all the hormones and the chemicals and the shite they inject into those animals. Now here's the thing about me, right? I'm not the preachy, judgmental vegan type, yeah? I don't agree with that behaviour and I don't believe that it works. I personally believe in education over intimidation and showing people that, okay, yes, meat does taste nice, it's not a secret, but if I can show you that you can make some pretty freaking good food without having to let an animal suffer or die for that purpose, that's what I'm here for, man. Like, at the end of the day, do what you want, and hopefully one day you'll see that an animal doesn't have to die to satisfy your hunger. But like I said, man, do whatever you want. I'm just here to show you there are other options out there that are just as yummy, if not even yummier, and healthier at the same time, without the need to take a life.
Eventually.
Okay, so I've got enough for 1 jar. And probably enough for another small one as well.
Anyhow, on a lighter note, please, as always, if you did enjoy this video, hit the like button, hit subscribe, so I can continue educating the world in a passive and friendly way that there are other options out there. Have a great day, guys. Love you all. Take care.